So it's time to make our hand dirty. So let's start with our very first problem, which is logic. Means the basic, the core logic of JavaScript. The problem one targeting to that area of the JavaScript. Okay. And next, problem number 2 will target the async behavior of JavaScript. And the problem number 3 will target the polyfills. So there are also subcategories like data parsing and looping and other. So we will move to them as well. And so let's start. But before starting the coding, I hope your local machine setup is ready first. If not, you can use any of online tool like RunJS or Sandbox kind of. Okay. So let's with our first problem of the day. So the problem number 1 is word frequency counter. So what this will do? This will count the occurrence of word in a given input. For example, if my input is it JavaScript make me love for JavaScript. So this is a simple sentence. It could be anything. So if this is input, so requirement is that it will be return script comes 2 time, make comes 1 time, me comes 1 time, love comes 1 time, for comes 1 time, and done. Yeah. So this is the expected output. So the problem is how many times each word appeared in a sentence. Okay. So we have to return the occurrence. So now go to the problem statement and try to solve this one. So what will we do? What will we do? We will don't directly jump into the coding. First we have to break down the problem, okay, into the small part, and then we will try to go step by step to solve this one. What we are doing here, let's write down. So we will need to split the sentence into the word. Okay. Next one, what you do, you have to convert them into the lowercase. Without splitting, we can't loop it through. Okay, so keep this in mind, and then we convert in the lowercase, and then loop through each word, and then keep count of each word. Keep count each word inside the object. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Okay, now there is a signature step I follow in every question. So what will I do? First, I will write the question. Next, then I will write the expected output. Third one, I will write what we are going to do. Fourth, I will write the pseudocode. Pseudocode is not the actual code, but it is depict what we are trying to solve and how we are trying to solve. And then third will be the coding part. Okay. So it's time to add the pseudocode. Pseudocode will depict what we are trying to solve over here, is how we are approaching this problem. Okay. So what we will do first is we first need to split sentence. Then for each word, if exist, just increment, else set to 1. So this is the pseudocode. So my request will be just pause over here, try to solve this by your own, and then come back. Now let's jump into the coding part. Okay, so this is the area where we have to write our logic. So this is the first we will write our first function. So what is the function will we do? Let's write down function word frequency. Okay, this will take input as a str. Input as a str first. Keep it this in mind. Whenever you're writing a function, first we need to write a check that it's a valid input or not. After that only we will jump into the coding part. Okay, the main logic part. Still we are doing coding, but before writing any logic, any business logic, what will we do? We will first check if this is empty or this is null, anything. So what we'll do, we'll do write this not str, then what do you do? Throw error, throw new error, not a valid string. Any kind of message you can write, that doesn't matter here. So now if it's past this check, come to the this line where we are going to write our actual logic. Const words, our first variable. We are using const because we are not going to override this one. Str, which is our input. What we do to lower case. This will make all the uppercase into lowercase, like in our input sentence. JavaScript is in the uppercase, so this will make the JavaScript to the lowercase as well, and every string will be in the same format. So, and now we get time to split with what space. So this will what this will do, this will take the string, make it a lowercase, and split by space and make an array. And then const frequency. This is our result output. Currently this is empty. Now what we'll do, we'll do for let w of words. Now here I want to give you a small tip. So this is the loop. This is the modern way of looping through an array. So we are going to let w of words. Sometime you may confuse, I have to use of or in with object and array. So we use different this keyword for different object types. So if we are using array, we always go with of, and if you're using object, we always go with in. So how you can understand this? If object is starting with letter O and the of is starting with letter O. So if there's two O, don't use them together. Okay, go with the anti only, like in. If I'm looping through an array, go with of. If I'm looping through an object, go with in. Okay, so this is how I am memorizing myself. What initially when I learned this one. So let w of word, and what we will do, what we are doing over here, if words having if frequency having w, if object having this word, what you will do, just frequency w plus equal to 1, increment this by 1. You already have this word, increment this by 1, else just assign 1 to it, initialize with 1. Okay, so frequency w equal to 1, and in the last, what you will do, return frequency. Now time to call this function. Okay, so word frequency, and I pass our this input what we wrote in the comment section. So now you can see it's JavaScript 2, make 1, me 1, love 1, for 1. Get our expected output, right? What we try to get over here. So this is how you can write the logic for the first problem statement, which is the core logic. So just break down your statement and break down your problem in small steps, and then after try to solve this problem. So this is the first question, but we can interviewer may ask, can you optimize this one a little bit? So you can say yes, we can optimize. So I can see a scope here to optimize this one. So instead of if else checking, then incrementing, and then initializing, what we can do over here is just delete this one. Okay, now directly frequency, keep your eyes closer to your monitor. If w, okay, if w, and what it will do, frequency, if frequency exists in the object, or return 0 plus 1. See, same result. What is going over here is, when you come for the first time, when the object is empty, this will evaluate it to undefined. Okay, if this is undefined, 0 get returned, not returned, 0 we get 0 as the evaluation result. Okay, and then plus 1, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 is assigned to the first key. Next time all other key, same thing will happen, because they are coming one time only. But when the last time the JavaScript key comes, so this is not undefined anymore, it's having some value inside. So what this will return? 1, because it's holding 1 inside. So the object, so 1 plus 1 is 2. Now the JavaScript will become 2, and this will go like this further. So this is how you can optimize your code if there is some scope. So now the second one, interviewer can ask, can you solve the different variation of this problem? Though there could be different variation of problem, like he may say, okay, handle the punctuations. So handle the punctuation, or handle the multiple space, or ignore stop words. You know stop words, right? Or or in the last, he can also ask, find the highest in repeating word. Okay, for example, he don't want all the words, he just want give me the word which is occurrence is the most in the given input. So this one. So these are 3-4 variations you can play around. Okay, so we are done with our first problem statement. Now let's go to the second one. Problem 2. For problem 2, we are targeting async simulation. Okay, so the problem is print number 1, 2, 5 with 1 second delay. 1 second delay. So this is the problem statement. So this question is asked by many of the top IT service-based company. So this is a very important topic we are going to cover. So async. So and according to this problem statement, what we have to do, we want to print number 1 to 5 with a 1 second gap. Okay, 1 second gap between each number. Okay, between each number we have to between each number there is a 1 second gap, and we have to print the number. So the number will print like this: 1 second of gap, 2 1 second of gap, 3 1 second of gap, 4 1 second of gap, and 5, like this. And then our loop will end. With this we are printing just 1 to 5 only, okay, for the demonstration purpose. Fine so far, good. Okay, if you have any query or concern, just write down in the comment section. I will go through it. Fine. Now our third signature step. What is the third signature step? So just jot down what we are trying to do to solve this problem. So to solve this problem, there is a 1 second gap, okay, and to make a 1 second gap we have to do something extra effort, but as you know we can't block JavaScript. So what we use first promises, or what we can use, async await or a custom wait function. The crux here is we can't block JavaScript. JavaScript is a non-blocking. So but we can pause JavaScript. So to pause JavaScript, what we can use, promises, async await, and a custom wait function. And now clear. Now our third signature step, which is pseudocode. So we will write first our pseudocode and then we'll jump into the actual code, right? So first what we'll do, we'll write a function, custom function to wait. We write our custom function, and you can also get that taste how we are writing our custom wait function. So first we write our function wait second, then what we will do, sync function, this is our function name, okay, where we have to write our logic. It could be anything. Function name could be anything, okay. Now what we're doing inside, we are loop from 1 to 5. You can loop to 10, 20, but it doesn't make any sense over here. We are just to demonstrate the gapping between the each word, each number, okay. Now when we looping through, then we have to when loop start in the inside the loop, what you have to do, print the number, okay. And then what you have to do, we have to, the main things come. Now this is the main part where we are applying the wait function, okay. So here after printing the number, we have to call the wait function. Wait, we have to write this keyword, otherwise JavaScript will not wait, it will directly print the next number if you miss this keyword. So this keyword forces JavaScript to wait for this millisecond and then execute the next number or print the next number, okay. So far so good. So again my request, pause it and try to solve this by yourself and then come back. Let's start with our first what we have to do, we have to write our custom wait function. So how we are going to write, I am using the old way, not array function, no need over here. So function millisecond, this input as a millisecond, and then wait is the name of the function, it's not a keyword. And then what we returning, we return new. I hope you know the promise. What is promise? Okay, promise accept two parameter, resolve and reject, but there no any use of reject as of now. We only need resolve. So what resolve will do, after a particular time, this will return resolve by millisecond. Okay, so this is what this function going to return. Set timeout resolve after a particular millisecond, what millisecond you pass from your function. Okay, this is a custom wait function. Now our main logical function where you have to write our logic. So we have to start, because this is async. Okay, this is going to force JavaScript to wait for some time. Okay, for this we need to write async in front of the function, then function keyword print number, our function name birds is not taking any input parameter, so blank, and then we have to loop through, right? What you have to do, loop from 1 to 5. Okay, so for I'm sticking with the old way right now. For let 1 to for let I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5. If I start with 0, I go to less than 5. If I starting with 1, I will write like this, less than or equal to 5. Any of it doesn't matter over here. So 1 plus plus. Now, okay, so now it's console.log log I is this number will get incremented and keep logging. But after each log, what we have to do, the main part. What we have to do, we have to wait. Wait for what? 1000 millisecond or 1 second. So we have to wait for, we have to calling our wait custom wait function and passing the millisecond. Okay, that's done. Now I hope you get the function right, what we're doing line by line. So first we did write our custom wait function, and then write our main functions to call this custom wait function inside the loop, and before calling the wait, we are looping, we are consoling the number 1, wait for 1 second, then go log 2, wait for 1 second, then go log 3, and like this. So now call this and see how it's look like. So print, let's I'm calling a number. Look how this is happening. So wait for 1 second, print 2, wait for 1 second, print 3, wait for 1 second, print 4, wait for 1 second, print 5. And don't care about this one. This is the some default console occurred by run.js, because this by default it's returning a promise, right? Because this async is returning a promise. So once it get resolved, it will not appear anymore. So for the first time, it's running like this. But we can also remove this one by writing void in front of this one. So now it's not returning anything. I forced to not return anything, not console. So you can do like this as well, but this is not our target to fix, right? So our target is to print the number in a sequential way with a pause of 1000 millisecond or 1 second. Okay, so we learn here is that, so what async is doing, it's pause inside the function but not blocking the JavaScript, and this gives us a perfect sequential timing. Okay, so for the sequential timing we are using async. So what is the sequential timing? After 1 second execute, after 1 second execution. So keeping this in mind, that key takeaway is async pause the JavaScript, we are not blocking the JavaScript. Okay, now the last our signature style is the variations asked by the interviewer. So what different variation comes in our mind when we talk going through this question? So the first variation will be count backward. So currently it's 1 2 3 4 5. He will count backward, go 5 4 3 2 1 like this. So the first one is count backwards. Next one, what we can he can ask print even number only. Print even number only. And what third we can think of, like the important, he may say, okay, you're passing as a hard coded 1000 millisecond, and now pass as a parameter. I want 3 second, and I want 4 second. I want 3 second. I want 4 second. So we can do like this. Accept delay as parameter. Okay. Now, one more variation I can think of, like print a message after each delay. So instead of numbers, print a message after each delay. So these are the 4 variation comes in my mind. So you can go and play around with this variation as well. This will be good for you to get more hands-on on the promise problem statement. So yeah, so this was our the second installment for the day in the context of promise. Now let's jump to the our third and the last category, which is yes. So problem number three is, it's not a problem, it's a you have to write your own code for any predefined JavaScript methods, so that in if some browser or some browser doesn't support, like old browsers, then we can call this polyfill function, the custom one, and write your logic using this one only, this one also. So polyfill for array.map. So we are going to write the polyfill for map function. Okay. So this polyfill are heavily asked by company like Cognizant, SAP, and Accenture, and many more like this. So this we can't take it lightly. Okay. So now it's not taking an input, right? It's just creating the polyfill. So there no need scope of input. Now go to the next step, which is to break down this one. So what will you do? We will do, you know map, right? First, map does not modify the original array first, and it's always return a new array. Okay. And what third one is doing, the main part, it's running a callback on every item inside the array. Okay. So what we have to do to make a polyfill, to depict like, for example, to depict like a map. So first one is does not modify original array to return a new array. Third is runs back on every element. So these things we have to do to make a polyfill of array. Okay. Now time to write our pseudocode. So what coding steps we are going to take is, first create empty result, because we have to run a new array, not the same array that we get as an input. Okay. Now loop through the original array, because we have to get the items, and then by applying the callback we have to, and pushing into the new array, we have, and pushing to the new array, we have to return that new array as a result. Okay. Now push callback element index and array. We have to run the callback, and by the getting the output of this callback, we pushing that result into the new array. Okay, and then finally what we have to do, what we have to return the result. Okay, this is a pseudocode. So pause it and try to solve by yourself and come back. Now, so far so good. Any confusion, any concern, just pin down in the comment section. I will go through it and try to answer your query. Okay, no worries. Now let's jump into our coding part. So what you have to do, we have to making any polyfill, it must be appear inside the array object, the parent object. Okay, and to attach your custom function to the main array object, we are using prototype. We make our custom function on the prototype of the main object. Our main object is array. So array dot prototype dot, now we are using custom one, so you can take any of the name. I am using my map. Okay, my map, what this will do, this is a I'm assigning a function, custom function which is take a callback which is provided by us, and then if now const, we will take a result. Okay, we will take this result, empty array. Now time to make a loop on the original array. For let I equal to 0, I less than, now this dot length. Now you're wondering, if you know it's good, but those who don't know, what is this? So this is the interesting part. So whenever you're doing a loop, a map, what you do, this is your array 1 2 3 4 5, and then to do, and then map, and then item, and then what you do, item asterisk to, like this, right? So when writing this is basically this pointing to the context, in which context you are running your map function, right? So clear now? So this is basically the original array where you are pointing to. In the context you are running your map function. So this is the main array. We're getting the length of this array, the main array length. Because you have to run the callback function for each of this item, right? Hope you get the this, that what this pointing to, right? Now we're incrementing plus plus. Now what you do, if this dot has on property I, so what this is doing, this is checking for empty slot. So it's a check that a given item is valid or not. Just can't be empty, can't be a false value or any of null value, undefined value, anything. Checking this one, and now if it get passed by this check, we get inside our logic. What this will do, it's quite simple. It's just take the main, what is it doing, we have to do this one, we are over here. So take the result array, push, and what push? So callback. What is the callback? Callback is the function that we provide to do some business logic. So callback, in the callback, what we are returning over here from here, what callback required? The item, okay, one by one, because we are looping through the index, and the array itself. Or what is the array itself? this. Okay. Now, finally, what we will do? We will return the result. Return the result. Fine. Okay. So far, so good. Now, time to call the function. So, first we need a array on which we have to apply our custom mymap function. So, const array 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, this is our custom, not custom. This is our array. Now we are going to create our callback function. This is our callback function. And here what we're doing, we are applying our custom map function and assigning the callback. This is the callback. So this one is the callback function we are passing to. Okay. So this and this is same. This is the same function. You're targeting. We're passing this one. And this is happening over. And this is what we're getting from the callback function. This item is here. We can, for adding this also, we have to do something like this, and then I, and then R. But we don't need these two as of now. So we just remove this one. We only need the item. Okay. Now what we'll do, console log. While doing the live coding, sometime happening is that we miss some object or keys, but doesn't matter. Let's debug and check what is the issue. This is also a good learning point, good learning thing. So let's debug together. I have to do some one typo over here. So this should be length. Now we get the result 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 6, 8. So this is how we have to debug, go line by line, and if you're doing some typo or some any other things, just correct it and this will get started and this will start working. So this Polyfill teach deep JS internal, okay, which is very useful in the interview. So now we are done with our 3 problem of the day. Now we learned the core logic, we learned the promises, we async behavior of JavaScript, we learned the polyfills, and all are real interview questions asked by top IT companies. So make sure to subscribe because day 2 will be include even more powerful questions. So till then, keep coding, take care of yourself. Bye bye. See you in the next video.